I received a question in the mail today that I'm going to respond to in this video. The benefit of being vulnerable, open, and transparent publicly is that we realize all of the things that we're challenged with, these internal conflicts that are going on within us, are actually universal, that we're all the same, that we're not alone in these challenges, and we can actually help one another on this journey. This question comes from a man named Zach, who said the book helped him start on a journey away from a drug-filled and depressed rut to a truly happy, positive life. He said it feels so good to be able to stay positive in situations that most people would consider awful. But lately, he says, I've been noticing a side effect. While I'm over here loving every day that I'm experiencing, I'm hearing more and more people that I care about are hurting. My mother just told me that she cries herself to sleep every night. My sister tried to commit suicide the other day, and close friends of mine are doing what I used to do, creating their own suffering through drugs and alcohol. I can offer them advice, and they of course rarely listen, and they keep doing the same things that I used to do that caused my unhappiness and the cycle of negativity through drugs and alcohol. How do you deal with the fact that your loved ones are suffering? If they don't want advice but clearly need help, should I just stand by and stay positive? And it doesn't help them, but I don't know what else to do. Should I just let them handle it on their own and have faith that they'll be okay? It's a hard thing to carry. What are your ways of coping with this situation? Thank you, Zach, for this question that I get quite often. And it's really important to realize that we can't want something more for somebody than they want it for themselves. So as we become more aware that we create our own suffering and also our own happiness, it becomes clear to us when we observe people in our lives contributing to the same situation that they're complaining about. And so it's really clear to us to look at their lives and go, you're doing this to yourself. But we have to be really mindful and remember that back before we realized we were responsible, we didn't understand what was going on. We had to get to that realization on our own. We continued blaming other people. We thought we were victims until one day we realized when we looked in the mirror that we're looking at the problem, but we're also looking at the solution. Trying to tell that to somebody, trying to give advice to someone who didn't ask for it, trying to help someone who didn't ask for help is a recipe to lose a friendship, sometimes irreversibly. This clarity, this awareness and mindfulness that we can make ourselves happy or we can make ourselves miserable is something that we have to get to on our own. And normally it happens by observing someone else who's already there, and then we approach them, we do the research, we come out looking for answers because we realize what we've been doing doesn't work. But it has to come from in here. Just like any support group, it's not for people who need it, it's for people who want it. So it's really important to try to hold back this trying to push what you think is the solution on someone who didn't even ask you for it. And just be there for them. Have compassion and empathy and trust that this is something they actually have to go through. This is their journey. These are the lessons they have to learn. This is the experience they have to have in order to get to their awakening. You can't get them there any faster than they will. There's a natural progression to things, and all we can do is lead by example. All we can do, like you said, is lead a happy and positive lifestyle, and inevitably people will come to us and say, hey, what are you doing? How is it that you always stay positive? How is it that you don't get stressed? How is it that you keep your calm in very stressful situations or frustrating situations? And that's your invitation to share your practice, whatever it is, whether it be deep breathing or meditation, or just focusing on all the positive in life through gratitude rather than looking at the world through the lens of lack, through the sense of entitlement, as opposed to a sense of gratitude and appreciation. I understand that it's very difficult to stand by and watch someone we love contribute to their own pain. But if we allow that to disturb our inner peace, if we are derailed, if we are taken off our path by somebody else's actions, then we are are creating our own pain as well. So all of these situations, whether it be someone we love or an entire nation at war, these are invitations, these are an opportunity for us to practice not to allow external stimuli disturb our inner peace. I'm not suggesting that we're not affected. I'm not suggesting that we don't go numb. I'm saying that if we do witness something that we consider wrong, that we want to help somehow, instead of fighting against it, to focus on the solution and work for that. And it's just another way of saying to promote what we love instead of bashing what we hate. Because that way we're not giving more energy to the problem. We're focusing on the solution. And the solution, when someone around you is in a really dark place, is to be the light. Not to run around shining it on everyone, but just to be the light, like a lighthouse. It doesn't run around chasing people with its light. It just stays there. And it helps ships find their way out of the dark. And so the invitation is for us, even through these challenging times, to continue shining brightly, just like you said in your letter, to just be positive and trust, have faith, and surrender to what is, rather than resist the world and compare it to how we think it should be. So thank you for bringing this topic into conversation, because this is a very common question and we're all challenged by it, and I appreciate you bringing it to light. Thank you. On a much lighter note, I received a letter from a woman named Kathy who sent me these stamps that she created. I don't know if you can see them. It's a Buddhist bootcamp stamp. It says, "The answer is within you. The book is simply a map to your own heart." She loves snail mail and always looking for ways to make it more interesting. So thank you, Kathy. I look forward to using these stamps. And thank you to all of you for submitting your questions. You can visit the Buddhist Bootcamp website, and on the contact tab, you will find a way to contact me.